to change for the better. How are you doing? I think we can all do a little better. We've got a world right now that needs us to be changing for the better. We know that we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and our spirits are ever growing and evolving. And inside of us, we are wired for love, for goodness, for possibilities, for growth, for becoming. That's all inside of us. There's a law of evolution that works through us and as us. And this law of evolution is the unfoldment of our soul. And here's the destination that we're growing into. Well, why are we evolving and growing? Well, the divine plan, this is what Ernest Holmes says, is for us to increasingly become more conscious of our unity with the whole. Our unity with the whole. That's one thing. And Susan, you mentioned so beautifully that another thing, the face of God, the hands of God, the arms of God, the mind of God. We are the way God knows itself. God is intelligence and plants within us seeds of possibility. We are here to take those seeds, which it's a two-part thing. There's evolution, which is us expressing this intelligence, this creativity, these possibilities. And God plants within each of us seeds of intelligence, of creativity, of possibilities. When I said we're wired for love and goodness, that's what's inside of us. Here's from our Science of Mind textbook. It says that God doesn't plan things. God simply impregnates each human being with possibilities, puts in us possibilities. Whoa, that's a possibility I didn't know was inside of me. Wow, sounded like a ghost, but it was interesting. And lets us alone to discover it for ourselves. Is there something with my microphone, Gerardo, that's a problem? Okay, is it hitting something, Jeff? Okay, I'll move it down low, thank you. So it's not inside of me, it's up there. Phew, oh boy, that's good to know. Okay, so we are here to bring to life, to let that aliveness that's already there, those seeds that want to grow. I mean, if you plant a seed, it wants to grow. It doesn't grow because we don't take care of it. We don't give it what it needs. And the same with us. We have those seeds in us that want to grow. There's that aliveness. Some people call it our juice, our expression, our creativity. And it wants to grow and become better and better and better. We are growing to something more and more. That's the possibility. But I can tell you right now, we haven't evolved enough. We have everything we need. We don't evolve intelligence. We express it. It's already there for us. We need to do a bit better. Remember, our intention, evolution, is to bring us together. To remember we are a family. We don't all think alike. We don't act alike. We don't look alike. Thank goodness. We're individual expressions. But we are to come together. And that's our goal and our call right now in the world today. How many of you feel a little bit stuck? I think we all do. We all feel a little stuck in the world today because things aren't as clear as we'd like them. And things get stuck when some of us feel frozen. We don't have the tools at times to know how to deal with trauma, with heartbreak, with hurt. We don't know how to deal with indecision. We get these things that come at us and we don't know what to do to move beyond them, and we feel frozen. Sometimes I know it's even hard to feel like you want to get up in the morning because it's unclear. It takes us having to move through and understand that every single thing in our life is an opportunity for us to evolve spiritually, to know something more, to grow and become, but it takes work. Life is about movement. Life always reaches for life. That's what it does. It calls to become more. It wants to grow. It wants to, our soul goes on and keeps growing and growing and growing. And on our next journey of existence, we will carry with us everything we've learned. Our bodies are our temporary vehicles and vessels for our growth and experience, but we will carry that with us. But we need to learn how to evolve in a healthy and good way. We forget that this creative energy, these seeds of love, actually love is the blood of spiritual evolution. It keeps us going. It's the thing that gives us, I had a bad headache this morning. In fact, I got here an hour early because I didn't know what time it was. It's crazy. But I went in and the healers, it was Tammy and Barbara and Emily, gave me a little healing this morning to put me in alignment, to get me clear. And it worked so beautifully. We have that possibility in us. That's why we help each other. But we have the power of choice. And Susan, you mentioned that. That's the gift in our evolutionary, for eons of time, we've been evolving. And human beings, we're at the top of the evolutionary ladder here, and we have the power of choice. We are self-conscious, and we can choose how to use this energy we have in us. There's a life force of creative energy in us, and when we get stuck, it's because we forget that it's always there. There's never a time where all the possibilities aren't there in us. We have to choose to open up and let them go and let them express in amazing ways. Life needs movement. Now, we all have different levels of physical movement. Sitting next to Susan, she played volleyball for 4 hours yesterday. This is not something I could do, even when I was 20. But anyway, so we have different levels of movement, but it's about moving ourselves, our body. When we wake up, we've got to get our bodies moving. We could dance and sing or just move a little bit to get our bodies flowing, to get that life force going. If it's our minds, we need to get our minds free of all the stress and worry in life. And I don't know, but my mom, she gave me the gift of laughter, which is the greatest gift in the world. Because I don't care what's going on in your life. If you can find somebody to laugh with or remember some fun things in your life, it'll loosen up things in your soul, and it will definitely loosen up your mind. I know there was this parrot. Do you think it's a joke? I'm not good at finding jokes, but there's this parrot. And he was trying to notify a thief who was stealing from his home that Jesus was watching him. And he said, "Jesus is watching you." And the thief goes, "Who are you?" And the parrot said, "I'm Moses." And the thief goes, "Well, what kind of crazy people would name their parrot Moses?" And he said, "The same kind of crazy people that named their 150-pound dog Jesus." Loosens us up a little bit when we can laugh and just, find something that's fun. I know when my kids were little, I had a very hard time punishing them because they knew how to make me laugh. What a good thing. What a good thing. It was nothing I regret at all. But for the bigger things in life, when we've really been hurt, when there's really problems going on that we can't understand, when we feel shame for how we've used our life energy, when we're depressed or upset, we have to practice something bigger. We have to heal our hearts. And that takes forgiveness. And just as I said, we're not only wired for love, for goodness, for possibilities. We're wired to forgive. We just have to remember. It's knowing that everyone, ourselves included, we do the best we can with the tools we have at the time. We do better when we know better. And when we forgive ourselves and free ourselves from hanging on to past mistakes and problems, we can open ourselves to greater expressions, to be a greater representation of the goodness that wants to be expressed through us and as us. That's just the truth of it. We have to loosen up the movement any way we can get going so we can grow and release ourselves. Mother Teresa said, "Life is an opportunity. Benefit from it. Life is beauty. Admire it. Life is bliss. Taste it. Life is a dream. Realize it. Life is a challenge. Meet it." It went on for quite a list, but I just picked those few. So take a moment, just if you will for a minute, just be with me before we have our healing wall, and just undo yourself. Open yourself up. Uncross your legs and arms, and just, if you feel comfortable, close your eyes, and just feel within yourself a place where you feel stuck. It might be an indecision. It might be a place where you want movement in your life and it's not happening. It may be a conversation that is hard to have. It may be an opportunity that is wanting you to take action and you're not there. Just feel a place that you're stuck in your life. Just be honest and open. And imagine that you just put it in your hand. Just hold it in your hand, that place that you're stuck. And you might feel your hand grip a little bit. It gets tight because it feels stuck. And knowing we have the power to choose at every moment, that every problem holds its own answer, we know that there's possibility in everything. Just allow yourself, whether physically or in your mind's eye, to put your hand out in front of you with the intention of letting go and letting God be God in this situation, for letting the possibility guide you forward. And whether it's one step closer, whether it's one step of movement that brings you closer to the decision, to the action, to the realization that in this moment, just by that choice to let go, to open up and make the space for something more, that we have created a possibility for that newness to be born in us and as us. And in this moment, I'd like to invite our healers up to form a wall right here of healing, knowing that they are going to help us right now let go. And what you do is you just put your hands out. There are no words spoken. Nothing needs to be said. And it's just a moment to let go, to let your energy field be open and cleared, to make room for something new, to make room for the possibilities, the light, the goodness, to just move through us in this moment. And so I invite you to come up. And as we complete, and we're still working on our healing wall, make sure if you've stayed in your seat that you release to the infinite mind of God. Just release right now anything in your life that feels stuck, that we clear our minds, our hearts, our bodies, and we remain open and available to the power of Spirit that wants and desires to work through us, that irresistible urge that keeps calling us to do better, to be better, to love more, to care more, to be kinder. Know that every step we take is a step towards goodness and peace. And as Mother Teresa said, we cannot all do great things, but we can all do small things with great love. And we choose now to let that life force of love, the faith that is flexible and movable, the faith that is available and willing to know the greater good, is active and alive in us in this moment, in every moment. We accept it. We open to it. We are grateful for it. We say thank you, God, for all of this and so, so much more. And as our beautiful healers go back to their seats, we just say thank you all for your gift of healing. Thank you all for your willingness in this moment to let go and let be God as us. We are changed, we are good, we are kind, we are available, and we're ready, right, to do the work. Say, the divinity in me wants to express as love, as goodness, as kindness, as possibilities, as me, and as you. And so it is. Thank you for being here. God bless you all.